Very kind. Hey, everybody. Welcome, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It has been... I'm excited, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited. It's been a very big week here in New York. The UN General Assembly is in town. Leaders from Asia, Africa, and Europe have come to New York City to see all the people who used to live in their countries. President Trump is here, too, to welcome him. New Yorkers have spent the last 3 years crowbarring his name off of all the buildings. Trump has... Trump had a busy weekend prepping for the UN. On Friday at the White House, he hosted a state dinner for the Australian Prime Minister. We got all your native delicacies. We got bloomin' onions. We got didgeridoo donuts and a knife that's not a knife because it's smaller than the other knife. Then, on Sunday, he appeared with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at an event in Texas called, and this is real, Howdy Modi. Howdy Modi.
Holy moly.
Actual name was even more successful than last year's event for the Prime Minister of Israel, the first annual Netanyahu. Netanyahu. But, tomorrow is the main event for the president, his speech to the UN General Assembly. Always a big deal. Last year, he set a very high bar. If you'll recall, his words brought joy to the whole world.
In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Now, Mr. President, I want to assure you that they weren't laughing at you. It's the UN. They were laughing at toi. C'est un imbécile magnifique. Très grand. Quelle horreur. We don't know what Trump's going to say tomorrow, but last week he gave us a little bit of a preview. Now, before I tell you what he said, keep in mind he was talking to reporters who were finishing their dinner on Air Force One. We'll say the United States is the greatest country in the world. It's never been stronger. It's never been better. And they certainly have one of the great presidents in history. We love you guys. Have a good time. Don't eat the chocolate cake, okay? They didn't give me that cake like that, Phil. I'll grab that sucker right off your plate. Wow. That really took a turn. I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that
Though
one.
it does remind me of FDR's famous speech.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked. Do I smell pizza? You guys got pizza? I didn't get pizza. Don't even think about eating the last slice, Phil. I'll grab that sucker right off your plate.
Well, maybe FDR. FDR.
FDR.
Maybe Trump will be a bigger hit with the foreigners because he is not winning any popularity contests here. His approval rating has never been, entire presidency, it has never been above 50%, and he is way underwater with women, Hispanics, African Americans, in the suburbs, in the cities, in a box, with a fox, in a house, with a mouse. They do not like him here or there. They do not like him anywhere. They do not like the orange man. They miss the guy who said, yes, we can. If Trump does manage to pinch out a win this time, we know which music he'll put on to celebrate Elton John. Apparently, Trump is a big fan of Sir Elton, but the feeling isn't mutual. When asked to play Trump's inauguration, Elton said, "No," he explained. "I don't really want my music to be involved in anything to do with an American election campaign. I'm British. It's nothing personal. Trump's political views are his own. Mine are very different. I'm not a Republican in a million years." Not a Republican.
He's saying what he got to say.
Not a
Put it out
Republican
there.
in a million years. So you're saying there's a chance? See you in a million years, Robo Elton. Since that snub, Trump has been obsessed with showing Elton John just how popular Trump is. On several occasions after rallies, Trump bragged about his crowds, saying he had broken Elton John records. Explains why Trump has been showing up at his rallies dressed like this. Looks good. Looks good. Trump is so obsessed with Elton John that he made him part of foreign policy. He nicknamed Kim Jong-un Rocket Man, Little Rocket Man, if you remember. And even sent Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to a meeting with Kim bearing an Elton John record. And Kim Jong-un gave him a copy of North Korea's most popular album, Now That's What You Are Ordered by Your Glorious Leader to Call Music, Volume 108. Apparently, excellent horse-like lady.
Horse-like lady. Oh, yeah, that was a hit. That was a hit.
Apparently, Kim Jong-un was none too pleased with his Little Rocket Man nickname. Trump says at their summit, Kim complained about being called Little Rocket Man, to which Trump replied, "Don't you know, John? It's a great song." So Kim said, "But you called me Little." Then comes what BuzzFeed describes as Trump's punchline. "That's what he didn't like." That's Trump's sense of humor in a nutshell. "Why did the chicken cross the road? Because you are a fat, tiny person." Now, tonight, I myself have a high-level summit with another British music legend, Sir Paul McCartney. Of course, thank you. Thank you. Very exciting. Right over there, Sir
right
Paul.
over there is the Paul.
The walrus himself.
Sir Paul.
The walrus himself. Of course, Paul McCartney. I'm excited. I got chills.
Amazing.
Of course, the Fab Four made their American television debut right here on the Ed Sullivan Theater stage 55 years ago. And tonight he's back because he left his iPhone in the green room. Sir Paul is still making great music, like his latest album, Egypt Station, which, and I'm not kidding, is available in this steamer trunk. If this thing has inside of it the vinyl, what else is in here? The vinyl, okay, see, rare performance footage, the CD, lithographs of some of Sir Paul's paintings. I'm gonna say a cursed monkey's paw, a couple of infinity stones, and I think Ringo's in there too, and punch some air holes in that.
Get it, Ringo.
And on this album,
Get it.
that's really
Get it,
heavy.
Ringo.
On this album, McCartney has a song about global warming called Despite Repeated Warnings, about a mad captain who won't listen to logic or reason. When asked who it's about, Sir Paul came clean and said, "Well, I mean, obviously it's about Trump." That is not. Is it? It's about Trump? No, could be. That's not his first song about Trump, however. I'm pretty sure Trump is Eleanor Rigby because he's wearing a face that he keeps in a jar by the door. We got a great show for you tonight.